Click, click.
Action. Quiet on the set.
Yep.
Welcome back, all you people.
Party people.
Party people. They are partying to this right now. This turned on, and it's like when the beat drops and like the club.
What beat is dropping? Is it more of like a?
It's like, you remember when dubstep first came out in like 20 whatever?
Like boom.
Yeah, where it was just like way too much.
It was just like
someone was just going.
No offense to dubstep.
No, offend dubstep, dude. It deserves it. Dubstep is the worst type of music.
I was trying to be nice.
We're coming for next.
I just don't get it, dude. I
don't either. The EDM, which is the same thing.
Same thing.
It just like none of it makes sense. There's no words.
No.
Usually, and if they are, it's like drop the bass.
It's like go.
Yeah.
Go. Stop. Go.
Yeah, it's always just something like super general and annoying. Mm-hmm. And then the beat, like the music itself, is literally just wah 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 wah. Yeah, exactly. That's the second verse.
And then back in.
Wah 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 wah.
Yeah, that's it. That's all you got. Dubstep.
It's almost as bad as country music.
Dude, don't get me started. Country music is God's music.
Wow, not the God I serve.
Allah?
That's not my God.
God. Just kidding.
Just kidding. Yeah, country music's okay.
It's good.
You know what's not okay? Halsey.
I couldn't tell you one song.
I can't either, but I know that when her music comes on, I'm turning it off.
And there's like this little like phase of people that are like Dua Lipa, and I'm like, who is she?
I only know one person who knows who Dua Lipa is, and I'm pretty sure we're referring to the same person.
Same person.
Should we say it on 3 or should we not call him out?
Should we just whisper it?
Yeah.
And we should mouth it and see if they can guess who it is.
Okay.
One, two, three.
I don't know if we even said the same
I
person.
I heard your lips.
Bro,
anyways, welcome back, guys.
Yeah, that was a lot.
That was a lot. Oh god.
Welcome back. We hope you had an amazing Easter. We hope you watched somebody's service. There were so many great churches live streaming their Easter services.
Well, technically, when they see this, it'll be 2 weeks removed from Easter. I just
That's a good point.
I just thought about that.
Yeah.
Which is fine.
Yeah, true.
But hopefully you watched the Easter service
last month when it was actually Easter.
If you haven't, then
it's a little too late.
Get on that.
We just experienced Easter, so I guess we can talk about it.
Easter was 2 days ago when this is being.
Yeah, because we're ahead of the curve.
We're ahead of the curve.
We're preparing. What did you do for Easter?
What did I do?
Yeah, because we weren't together.
No, we weren't. Tears.
I know.
No, seriously, I woke up at 8-ish, walked out, just in my jammies.
Jams?
Mm-hmm. Wore silk jammies to bed, take care of my skin. He knows I don't. Could you imagine?
Lotioned interior.
Yeah.
Just slipping around.
A morph suit. I'm wearing a morph suit in the bed, but it's silk. I woke up and grabbed some coffee, and I turned on Victory's Easter 9:00 service, and man, it was honestly incredible. I was by myself, and I talked about this a little bit with Mark on an Instagram live that we had, and I talked about this with you, I think, and then some other people too. This Easter, for whatever reason, definitely the weirdest Easter, definitely the strangest Easter, but it just felt so significant to me.
True. And in what ways?
It felt magnified.
Okay. Because of the emphasis that was kind of impossible to ignore. Everyone was pushing it so hard on social media and stuff.
I think that, and it's what else was there going on in the world other than the celebration of Christ?
That's true, yeah.
There's nothing else going on. I think that every other Easter, there's that, but there's also a lot of just I'm gonna sound real churchy, worldly Easter festivities.
Yeah, definitely.
Because people celebrate the tradition of Easter because the bunny and the eggs and the candy and all this other stuff, which is good.
Yeah.
It's good stuff. I don't care. I celebrated that. But it's like this Easter was just like Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah, it was kind of like stripped away to like its true origin.
All the production of church that you usually enjoy, all the outfits that people like just like slave over for a month, all the stuff that goes into that. It's like all the people that you're like trying to impress, all the you know what I'm saying? It's like all that stripped away, and it's like, oh, it's just about Jesus. And I was literally in my house by myself, or in our apartment by ourselves.
Right.
Just like worshiping.
Having a moment
by myself at 9.
Super intimate.
So I did that. Then I went to Johnny's house.
Sure.
Hung out with her family.
Yeah. Do they do like a big like Easter meal? Because they can cook.
She cooks.
Yeah.
Which is great.
Sometimes Matt brings food back to our apartment, and it blows my mind.
It was nice, but I was on that Spanish time, so we didn't eat lunch till like 4 p.m. So I was kind of hungry, I can't lie. But I literally ate so much, like I literally couldn't move.
Yeah, I believe that.
So that was amazing. I was all about that. Yeah. It was bacon wrapped chicken breast, and then she basted the bacon in maple syrup.
No,
it was crazy, bro.
My gosh.
And there was ham stuffed to the bacon. I mean, stuffed into the chicken.
Into the chicken?
There was 3 meats in there, bro.
Oh gosh,
it was crazy. And then we did an Easter egg hunt with straight money.
That's dope.
So, like I said, the eggs are good.
Yeah.
I got some cash. So
guap, dude. You
cashed out this Easter. Then I got to FaceTime my family, which was cool. It's funny though because love my family, have a great family, blessed. But within 3 minutes of us FaceTime, we were all arguing.
Oh, I believe that.
So it's just a lot of type A personalities. I have 3 brothers, if you guys don't know. So. Yeah. He knows them, so
very much so. Type A.
Type A. Everybody's trying to be an alpha male,
mm-hmm.
And then my parents are sitting there trying to screen mirror the FaceTime onto the TV. They can't figure it out. So I'm like, oh god. Yeah, we just have a conversation, but it was great. Funny. Love you guys if you're watching. Mom and Dad, brothers,
best.
You're all the best.
Love you guys.
What'd you do?
So I was home. I snuck home. I broke the rules of the land right now, because. I don't know. Can't have Easter without my parents. It just feels weird. Yeah.
Feel that.
Like even at Southeastern, I would always go home for Easter or whatever. I mean, it's only like 2 hours away. Mm-hmm. So my parents called me like 2 days before, and they were like, "Hey, it would be really weird if you didn't come home. Will you?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." I was probably gonna do it anyways.
Right.
So I just hung out with them, which. Hanging out with my parents now typically means that I'm helping my dad with some sort of project.
Yes, sir.
Because my dad is the most serious construction guy. Like he's been in that field since he was 17, and it's just him. It's all when he's home, he's like, dude, I got 16 projects that we're gonna work on. And so
it's the absolute worst.
Oh my gosh. We redid an entire roof. And I'm still sunburned, I'm starting to peel a little bit. My back hurts, my knees hurt. But it was great,
It was good, great Easter.
I woke up at noon on Easter Sunday,
wow.
Because we worked all day on Saturday, and so I was just beat. I woke up, watched church online, with my parents,
right.
And then we just hung out all day. We have this weird tradition which I didn't even remember until this Easter, where my mom bakes a cake that looks like a gigantic bunny. Apparently it was something that her mom did when I was a kid. I don't really remember it that much, but she was stoked on it. All day in the kitchen, whipping up this bunny cake. And bro, when I tell you that I ate at least 7 pieces of this cake.
It was good?
Oh my gosh, it was so good.
Was it just a vanilla coconut?
It was a chocolate cake with vanilla frosting over it, crumbled coconut. And then it had she did colored frosting to make it look like a bunny, and then she put a bunch of random candies on it to give him a bow tie made of licorice and jelly beans and all this stuff, bro. I did not get off the couch for at least 3 hours after I ate that, because we had a huge meal. My sister came over, the whole family was together, and then she brought out this cake, and I was like, dude, I'm tapping out for the rest of the day.
You were done.
I was incapacitated, bro.
You were done. You had bunny cake running through your veins.
100%. I was a bunny for a second. I was a bunny cake. It was so much sugar, but I passed out immediately.
Yeah.
Touched the couch and just. It was bad, dude. But it was super good.
That's the best, though.
Yeah, it was fun. Anything you get to do with your family on a holiday is
great.
Like, especially when you don't live at home. Dude, everything feels nostalgic. Everything feels so meaningful.
Mm-hmm.
Even, like, random stuff.
It's just, like, nice to be home.
Yeah, for sure.
It's, like, nice to go home.
Yeah.
Yeah. I need to go home soon and see my parents.
Yeah, true. It's been a minute.
Might have to sneak away.
It's been a minute.
Has been a minute.
So what you been up to, bro? What's new in your world? Not much, huh?
Dude, nothing.
Got too much to think about?
I mean, it's just like, I think that, like, at this point, I'm just adapting to what normal life is right now. Like,
definitely.
I can't even explain to you what's new because everything is new.
That's a good point.
You know?
Everything is new.
Like, everything is new, but it's not new.
Yeah.
If that makes sense? So it's like, I think it's just adapting to, like, what life is like right now because, yeah, I mean, there's just so much up in the air.
That's a good point.
Just about life. Like, not that I'm, like, fearful of, like, my job or, like, my future or anything. Like, no, I'm not fearful of that, like, necessarily.
Yeah.
But it's just, like, when will life be normal? Will it be normal?
Yeah, what will the new normal look like?
What is this going to bring about? Like, I think there's just so much up in the air. Like, I'm just, like... And I'm not, like, a super anxious person, to be completely honest. I have anxiety just as much as a normal person does, I guess. Like, I'm not trying to downplay it at all. Right. But, like, obviously,
that's a good point.
All do that.
Everyone feels anxious at some point.
Yeah. But, like, it doesn't... That doesn't, like, control me at all, necessarily. Yeah. But like it does give you like a certain amount of like just like anxiousness to just think like, man, what will come of this, you know?
Yeah.
So I think that's like the biggest thing, just adapting to my new community. My community's been stripped down to just a handful of people.
Right.
And then obviously we do like small groups and stuff through Zoom calls, so I still get my community a little bit from there. Yeah. Like, stay in touch with people. But, yeah, I think that it's just, like, being real, like, forward-minded, too. I think that's, like, something that I've tried to, like, implement into myself is, like, don't get caught up in the old normal.
Yeah, and trying to, like, return to that.
Or just being like, I'm going to just wait for that to get back.
Yeah, definitely.
Because, like we said, that might not be back. Mm-hmm. Not trying to be like, oh, spooky. But
no. But I think that's a good perspective to have in every season of life.
Right.
Because, you know, when we went to college, obviously we were adapting to a new normal, and we had a nostalgic longing for what high school might have felt like, or what, you know, living at home might have felt like. We had to adapt to a new normal while accepting that the old normal wasn't going to be, you know, following us into this new season. So I think it's a good perspective to have. This season is forcing everyone to actively do that at the same time, which is crazy. Yeah. But, you know, that's a good perspective to hold every year, you know? Every year brings a new season of your life, potentially, new challenges, new jobs, new schools, new friends, new whatever. I think that's something that you can, like, carry over. Because we're having to learn it right now. And so if we learn it well, we'll be more equipped in the future again.
Yeah, and I don't know, man. It's just like, it's so hard to, like, even, like, explain, like, how you feel.
Yeah.
About the situation.
Right.
Because it's just, like, I don't know how to feel.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, there's, like, there's the worry, because you're like, I don't want to contract the virus. Nobody wants that. Everybody's like, yeah, let me get that.
Except those people outside Starbucks today, bro. They were trying to get...
let's just discuss that. We said we were going to talk about that. Dude, we're going to address that.
So we just went to Starbucks a little bit ago. Drive-through, you know, minimal contact, whatever. Out in the parking lot, though, there was a 5-car party of just, like, moms hanging out on, like, the backside of, like, their Nissan Pathfinders with, like, babies on the ground in the parking lot. I was like, what are you guys doing? Like,
this isn't a playground.
Yeah, it's not a playground. And two, it's like, that's just a bad idea.
And like I know that we were talking about, like, I've seen a lot of people do that, which I'm not necessarily mad about that. Like if you're sitting in your car, you're like a space away and you're just chatting with your friend because you met up to like grab a coffee and you're like, I don't want to like be I want to keep my distance but still be able to see somebody, so we're going to talk from our windows.
Definitely.
These people were outside of their cars like pretty much as close as me and you are
absolutely.
Right now.
Yeah.
And we live with each other, so we can be close. We're going to go home together tonight.
That's true.
It sounds weird, but we're going to go home together. It's not like that, guys. We live together. We pay rent. Okay?
Yeah.
We split the rent. With our own rooms. Anyways.
But yeah, like those people were like tempting coronavirus.
They were like, come get us.
Like, it's gonna get us. It's gonna get us right now. Let's do it big, bro. Like, let's bring the baby mats out. Like,
bro.
They were having a full play date in the Starbucks parking lot.
And let's talk about WWE
Dude,
staying active.
I thought that was a joke at
in
first.
Florida. I
How
thought it
is
was
that
too.
an essential business, bro? Who watches wrestling?
It's honestly crazy though, because you ask yourself that, and then you watch an event, a live event, and the arena is packed.
That's true, but I feel like they hired those people.
No, bro.
I never see those people, and I go, that's like a normal person that I'd interact with.
But you know those people though.
I know.
You know those people. And honestly, I used to watch a little bit of professional wrestling when I was younger.
Did you?
Yeah, I wasn't really into it because my parents weren't into it. They weren't like super fond of it.
Right.
Let's just leave it at that.
Yeah, my parents wouldn't let me watch it either.
I would be sneaking it though, like late night cable television, you know.
WWE.
Turning all the reruns. Slam it. But like a lot, because a lot of people I went to school with and stuff watched it, and I was like, I feel left out because they're all like, dude, this is my favorite wrestler. Did you see that John last night? I was like, no.
I wrestled my brother yesterday.
John Cena who? So I had to catch up on it, and it's kind of crazy because it is like a whole world in itself.
That's fair. Yeah.
It is a whole world.
Yeah. It's kind of creative.
And there's like legendary like personalities.
That's true.
That have come from professional wrestling that everybody loves.
That's true. Yeah, I mean The Rock.
Cold Stone.
Cold Stone Steve Austin.
Talk about Stone Cold Steve Austin. I said Cold Stone.
Cold Stone. Baskin Robbins. Shawn Michaels, dude.
Haagen-Dazs. Steve Austin. Okay, but like Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yeah,
like
The Rock.
The Rock. John Cena. Ric Flair of all people, bro.
Yeah,
he's like 83,000 years old.
That's true, bro.
He still gets appearances in public.
He was 70 years old when we were 10.
Yeah.
Which I guess that was kind of a bad comparison because that was only like 15 years ago.
But that means he's 85.
Yeah, but he's 140.
Dude,
No doubt.
But he's still in great shape.
That's true. He could choke both of us out at the same time.
Woo!
Yeah, that takes a lot. Man.
I mean, like now it's like more of like a. You can tell it hurts. You can tell it hurts a little bit. Like it drains the life out of him just a little bit every time he lets out a woo. But he's only got a few woos left.
A few woos left. That was last woos.
got a handful of woos. Gotta save. Gotta hold on to those.
Bro, he let out a couple at his wedding. Did you see that video?
He got married recently?
Yeah, like in the last 6 months.
How do you get married at that age?
That's what I was saying, bro. Like, what's the point? Well, like it's love, but I don't know. Is it love?
I don't know. I wasn't there. I'm not gonna judge. I was invited. I just didn't go.
I was busy at prior engagements. I couldn't be there.
But honestly, Florida is kind of wilding for that though.
Yeah, big time. Florida has just been like its own animal. This whole thing, dude.
They're like, yeah, there's a virus out here. Like, what time is it? Oh yeah.
It's happy hour though, so
pub subs half off.
That's true.
Oh man. We live in the best state, honestly.
We do. The best state for the worst stuff.
Yeah.
Like, it's the best, but it's the worst at the same time.
Yeah. I didn't even realize it for, like, a few years while I was here, but now I'm like...
It's unavoidable, dude. Florida man is... Just that phrase is, like, one of the biggest memes in the world. Mm-hmm. Everybody knows it. And they know exactly, like, if you say Florida man, even someone who doesn't know what Florida is like, oh, yeah... The dude, like, ate his neighbor's face off after he rode an alligator, like, through a second-story window. It's just like, yeah, that happens on,
What's crazy is that is probably a true story.
Oh, guaranteed.
Guaranteed.
Somebody rode an alligator and then murdered someone. And that's like a normal thing. Like, you'd read that article and you'd be like,
it's Florida.
Thursday, dude.
Florida, dude.
It's just another Thursday.
Freaking Naples, man.
It's just another Thursday in Gainesville.
Go Gator, baby.
Chomp.
Chomp, chomp. But, yeah, man.
Huh.
Life.
Wow, we really went on a deep tangent with that.
Yeah, I don't even remember what we were talking about people at the cars.
Oh, really? That's how
we got
Oh,
there.
my gosh.
Before that, I think I was asking you what you were doing.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
No, we were talking about something else.
I asked you what was new, and then we got into this.
No, I asked you what was new. We were talking about the cake, blood vein, the bunny and the blood veins. And then we talked about how it's unavoidable.
Yeah, but
Easter.
you talked about adapting. Dude, Ric Flair really threw us off.
Flair, the woos threw me off.
Really
Anyways,
threw us off.
but yeah, like I think just go into that because like we kind of touched on this earlier, and this is kind of like something that we wanted to bring up. And if you tuned in on Easter, then you're gonna kind of hear some of this talk again today. But me and Pastor Mark went live on Instagram for a few minutes just talking about like what Easter kind of meant this year and just some thoughts on like what Easter means and what the cross means and the resurrection and all that stuff. And I think that like especially in the climate that we live in today, like worldwide, like there's a lot of suffering. Like there's always been a lot of suffering.
Yeah.
And I think we kind of hit on that because like everyone is adapting to the climate that we live in. There's not one person on planet Earth, maybe like those untouched tribes somewhere, you know, like those people, they might not know what's going on, which is fine. But like most of the people on planet Earth, I was trying to say like two different things, but on planet Earth are being affected by what's going on.
Right.
And it's like, it creates suffering for people.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I think that just within that and just within like this season that we just passed through, which was Easter, it's like Jesus suffered for us.
Yeah.
He suffered through the cross. He endured the cross. He didn't quarantine himself from the cross. Not that I'm saying like, hey, we got to endure the virus. But like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and like, yeah, we all have to take safety measures and stuff like that. But like, there's going to be times in life where we suffer. Like, people aren't just suffering from getting sick. They're suffering from losing their jobs.
Yeah.
They're losing family members. They're losing their futures, maybe their education. There's a lot of stuff that is up in the air for people.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's like, it's creating suffering even to different degrees, because I think there's like a common place of suffering right now with the virus. But then then there's degrees of that suffering for certain people, because certain people can handle this better than others as far as like even their career standpoint and their security and all this other stuff, and even their health. But then there's some people who are more worried than others, and it's just like creating a lot of different pockets of just like suffering and even hopelessness. And then you look at this season that we just like crossed through, and it's like, but we have so much hope even in the midst of
definitely
the most suffering.
Right.
So I don't know. Like, I think that it's incredible to see how the church can promote hope, but so many times we choose to promote whatever it is that we have in mind in that time.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I think that you've seen like a resurgence of like, oh man, we have the hope of all hopes. That's what we should promote. Yeah. Like, I don't know. What about you? What do you think? Suffering and Easter. And
no, well, I
mean, you don't have to talk about suffering, but
no. Well, I think one of the things that I mean, you and I talked about this the other night, and it's kind of I don't want to say like a controversial take, but I think it's a less pleasant take than a lot of people would like to, discuss in a time like this, in regards to suffering and pain and things like that. A lot of times we experience a season of suffering, which the entire world is experiencing this together. And, it's really easy for us to point and say, like, God turns like he brings beauty from ashes, and he like he'll step into your situation and he'll fix your suffering, or he'll fix the situation. And I think for a lot of people that's super encouraging, and it is a super encouraging word, but I think sometimes that's where we almost get off on the wrong foot a little bit too, in times like this, where, you know, we kind of oversaturate the idea of like God fixes everything all the time, no matter what, because it creates a false perception of sometimes how God brings us through seasons. You know, sometimes we endure the entirety of that painful season. You know, sometimes God doesn't reach in and pick us up and pull us out of it and save us. You know, and I think what we were kind of alluding to is like, you know, God, when Jesus was on the cross, he like displayed that perfectly, that, you know, sometimes when we're in a situation of like, this is the worst, I'm in so much pain, physically, mentally, emotionally, whatever, sometimes God says, I get that, and I'm with you, but we're going to endure this thing to the end. Like, we're not gonna get pulled out of this because there's a lesson in that. There's something that we need to learn in that. Or even too, you know, there's something that can and will change in us. Maybe we won't be rescued out of our situation, and you know, circumstances in our lives won't change drastically, but God will still intervene and sit with us in it, which I think is the most comforting thing, knowing that no matter what is going on, you know, God is sitting with us in that pain, and he knows exactly how we feel because he endured the greatest pain of all, you know. And I think too, like, also God can change our perspective in that. And I know I talk about perspective like way too much, but
that's your thing though.
It's my thing. I have to. I have to.
Yeah.
But I think, you know, when we're enduring those seasons, God sometimes teaches us extremely valuable lessons through allowing us to continue to suffer. Because without suffering, we don't learn. Sometimes. In some situations, you know?
Yeah, and I think without suffering, you don't, like, I'm trying to put this elegantly.
Yeah.
Right now, I think when you try to eliminate from this life, which is impossible, by the way, which is just nonsense to try to eliminate suffering from your life.
Yeah.
Like in your mind, because you're gonna suffer. You're gonna suffer. It sounds so bad. There's gonna be times of pain. There's gonna be stuff, like, we all go through it, like myself included. Like, you take away what Jesus did for us.
Yeah.
Like,
definitely.
You say, Jesus, you suffered, but because, like, and yes, eternally we don't have to suffer because of what Jesus did.
Right.
But Jesus suffered because he knew that in this life we suffered. He went through the extent of what humanity goes through. Death, shame, all of that stuff. That's what the cross represented to us. And I love, like, I talked about this on live, and we kind of talked about this the other day. Like, I love that we represent the cross so well until it represents the suffering that we face.
Right.
And we talked about this the other day too, because, like, perspective, I think that's your mom. Mommy's calling.
She can wait. Just kidding. That's rude. Love you, Mom.
Love you, Mom. Love you too, Mom. Dude, moms, shout out.
Go moms.
Go moms. If your mom out there watching, we love you. But seriously though, like, I think it's perspective. Like, suffering, like, this is just the grace and mercy of the God we serve. He doesn't ask you for your perspective to change to meet you in your suffering.
Yeah, definitely.
Like,
yeah,
I think that's the beauty of what the cross is. But through our suffering and through walking with Christ, through times of pain, through the valleys of life, that's when he begins to show you, hey, like, this valley that you see, it's not the end for you.
Right.
This pain that you feel, it's not going to hold you down forever.
Yeah.
There's a hope on the other side of this, and I'm that hope. But you might have to walk through this
Yeah.
You might have to walk through this season. You might have to bear a burden.
You might have to adapt. Like
you might have to adapt. You might have to find yourself in a new season and in a new way of life and adapt your lifestyle. But guess what? I'm the one who never changes. I'm the same yesterday, today, and forever, and I'm going to be here.
Yeah, and I like what you said, that he doesn't expect us to change our perspective before he steps in.
Yeah.
When we surrender in those seasons and we say, God, I need you to help me. I need your hand. You're in this. God comes in, he steps in, sits beside us, and he says, okay, let's do this. And he, like you said, he walks us through the valley, and he says, that looks like, that could be your end. But no, I'm going to show you how to view this as something that you're going to conquer, you're going to overcome through my power, and be stronger and better on the other side.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have learned that lesson. You wouldn't have developed this characteristic or this resiliency without having experienced that in its fullest.
And that's when that perspective that we're saying comes into play, because then your perspective is shifted through that.
Yeah.
Because then you see the faithfulness and the goodness of the God we serve.
Right.
So then when another valley seems to be on the horizon,
you're prepared.
You might still have to walk through that.
Yeah.
But your perspective goes back to the faithfulness and the goodness of God, and you look back and you say, no, like, I'm not going to let this overwhelm me. I'm not going to let this overtake me. I'm not going to let the shadows like fall over the light that I know I walk in with Christ. And I think too, like in perspective, like, just going back to, like, God doesn't expect our perspective to change before he can meet us. That, like, it just made me think of the peace that surpasses all understanding. That's what Jesus brings.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we only need that peace. I'm not saying we only need that peace, but when we need that peace the most, it's in the midst of just, like, pain.
Right.
And just confusion.
Right.
And in those valleys and in those low moments. And it's funny because if we had perspective before he met us, we would say, oh, no, this piece makes sense now.
Yeah.
But when we don't have that perspective, because let's be honest, we don't a lot of the times. We think we do, but we don't. That's when that peace that we feel, it makes no sense.
Right.
Because they're like, man, why do I feel the peace of God right now? And then he teaches you, this is why you feel that.
Yeah. Definitely.
This is why. This is how.
Yeah.
And it's just a beautiful thing, man. Yeah. It's beautiful. Love it.
No, I think that's good. I think that's a really good point. Make sure we're not.
It's very good.
We're back.
Sorry, guys.
We didn't realize how long we had been talking.
Yeah.
And the camera stopped recording after a certain point because it got bored of us.
Yeah. Pretty much.
But we figured it out, so we're good. Sorry.
Yeah. We're good.
But honestly, that was a pretty solid piece to.
Yeah. So I mean, just be encouraged that, like, even in time of suffering and despair and, like, maybe like a hopeless situation, that there's hope.
Yeah, and I didn't mean to sound depressing in my point.
No, and I don't think it is, but I think it's a healthy perspective. There's that buzzword. Like, it's a healthy perspective to know I'm gonna feel some pain in life.
Yeah.
I'm gonna suffer some.
Yeah.
Like
God might not take you out of this season of suffering, but he will never let you go through it without having learned something through it. He will better you in that on the other side. You'll come out of it and you'll say, okay, yeah, I had to endure it for 6, 8, 10 months, 2 years, whatever, but I'm this much better now that I've endured and survived that because God was with me in that situation, you know?
Yeah, it's good.
That's kind of my point.
I like it. I like that point. That's good. So, yeah, we're going to kind of wrap it up here. But before we go, we'll have a little fun.
Rapid fire questions?
Rapid fire. These aren't questions we've written down.
Neither of us have any.
I have nothing.
We have nothing at all.
We don't even know what we're going to ask each other right now.
It's true.
Okay.
You want to go first or should I go first?
Let's do one question at a time.
Yeah.
We'll do 5 questions apiece. So I ask you 5, you ask me 5, but they're going to rapid fire.
Okay.
Because I know there's going to be some explanation and some laughs in between.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
There's definitely going to be.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Burger King or McDonald's?
McDonald's, easy.
Why?
I don't even have to think about it. Hash browns.
That's where you went?
Yeah, bro.
The hash browns?
The hash browns. Okay, and I
was
mean,
thinking
like,
Big Mac.
Well,
Mac sauce?
Yeah, dude. Like, Burger King is good. No offense, Barry. I love Burger King, but...
Okay, McDonald's or Wendy's?
Wendy's.
Ooh.
Baconator, fries, and that's all I need to say.
Okay.
I should have just stopped at Baconator,
Yeah, you should have.
Because that's the best. That's the best fast food burger.
Just a junior bacon, honestly.
True.
The junior bacon be hitting differently in your mouth.
Different, dude. What did you just say?
Hitting differently.
Oh, I thought you said something else after that.
No.
Like,
I'm gonna drink my Americano.
yeah.
All right, rapid fire, dude. Come on.
If I were to put, okay, lights on at Krispy Kreme, how many piping hot donuts are you putting down in one sitting?
In one sitting when they're actually hot, because I will say this: Florida does not have real Krispy Kreme fresh hot donuts. North Carolina, though.
Well, yeah.
People beeline across the highway.
Nobody cares here.
Yeah.
I feel like that light is on all the time.
All the time.
They're like,
I asked.
Yeah.
And they were like, no, we never turn it off. I was like, okay, you guys are fake. But
yeah.
Easily 12 or 13.
Okay, that's fair. I was going to say probably a dozen.
Yeah.
At least for you. I know you could do that.
At least for you, you fat lard. Yeah, you fatty. God.
No, I mean, I could too, but...
Yeah, but you definitely
you for sure, dude. Oh, is that what I meant?
Oh, man. Okay, if you had to drink one thing for the rest of your life, one drink, just one, for the rest of your life, what would it be? Just one.
Just one.
You gotta think about your health. You gotta think about you gotta think about the taste.
Because taste.
You gotta think about having it with meals.
I'm going like gut reaction, iced Americano, water and coffee. So I'm kind of staying hydrated.
But also very dehydrated.
Oh, 100%.
And having heart palpitations.
Yeah, absolutely. But I'd say Zephyr Hills water because Zephyr Hills is the best water.
Yeah, they should sponsor us. So many people hate on Zephyr Hills.
I know, dude.
I had never had Zephyr Hills before I came to Florida. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's the best.
It has minerals.
I cannot believe that people can honestly say they enjoy Dasani water.
I don't think anybody says that. Well, Ben Peacock said that. He said Dasani and Aquafina. So if you want to send Ben hate mail, his email is bpeacock@victorylake.com.
But dude, if you're gonna drink Dasani, I'll give you like a pack of AA batteries, and you can just suck on the ends of those because that's exactly what you're getting out of a bottle of Dasani water.
Oh, I love AA batteries.
All right.
So iced Americano or Zephyr Hills?
Zephyr Hills.
Okay.
For health reasons.
For health reasons.
This is my second Americano today. I had a triple shot Americano this morning.
Oh
I made it at the crib, and then this one.
Oh gosh, are you okay?
But bro, I didn't go to bed until 6 o'clock this morning.
Yeah, he woke me up at 4:30 in the morning. We'll tell that story later. We'll tell that story later.
That's a long story.
In person.
Yeah. Okay, so my questions again. If you had to watch one Marvel movie, you could not watch any others, which one would you choose?
The first Iron Man. The OG.
First Iron Man.
The OG.
That's fair.
OG.
I'd agree with that.
I watched it the other day, and it's just like, it's still so good.
It's still so good.
What was it, 2009 it came out?
8.
2008.
Yeah.
It's incredible, bro. It's incredible.
Robert Downey Jr.
Robert Downey Jr., man. He is Iron Man. There will never be another Iron Man.
Dude, did you hear that he is like in talks with Marvel about playing a different character in future movies?
I couldn't see it.
That would ruin the whole.
It ruined the whole thing.
For me.
But it would probably have something to do with Iron Man.
Yeah, probably.
I don't know. If you could not, this is gonna be hard for him. If you could not wear Vans for the rest of your life, what shoe would you wear?
Barefoot.
Barefoot?
Yeah. Vans are nothing. Dude.
Just go straight Neanderthal?
Just go straight Neanderthal. Calloused feet.
Blue toenails.
Bro, I'd be Spider-Man. My feet would be so strong. Dude. I'd just be walking up walls. They would like.
So you wouldn't pick another shoe company? Converse? You'd be Converse guy?
No, I can't wear Converse.
I was about to say I couldn't see you wearing Converse.
It's a weird vibe for me. I might wear like some Nikes or something like, but honestly, I couldn't even pick a Nike that I'd wear.
Really?
Yeah, I just like I'm not like.
He is. I don't know if can you guys see the shoes right now? I mean, like
these are customized, dude. I made
those
these
are
myself.
sick. I love when you pull those out.
That was a bad stretch too.
Yeah,
I think I just pulled a
I'll
hamstring.
stretch you out later. Got you, man.
Got the foam roller out and everything.
Got you.
All right.
How many is that? That was 3? Yeah, that was 3. This isn't rapid fire at all.
I know. This is the slowest rapid fire.
Slow rapid
Dude,
fire.
while we're on the topic of shoes, dream shoe.
Dream shoe.
No, there's no monetary, you have unlimited access to any shoe. Price doesn't matter.
You see, I think I would go. It wouldn't be like a sneaker. It wouldn't be a sneaker. It'd be like a loafer.
Oh, okay. I was like, what are you talking about?
Flip flops.
Rainbows, dude.
Bro, you remember when rainbows were actually a thing?
I have a pair of rainbows.
You don't wear them though.
I know.
Yeah, you don't wear thong sandals these days, dude. But you're either 10 or 65 wearing thong sandals. Okay.
So you'd pick a Gucci loafer?
The I don't even know. I'd have to look it up. But the rarest of the rare, something crazy like moon dust, gator skin,
Why was that the first thing that came to your mind?
Like rocks from Mars,
It's already in the heel, so you step on them every time.
George Washington's wooden teeth.
Dang, that would go crazy.
Like a slither of the hat from Abraham Lincoln. A piece of the Underground Railroad. That's not even a railroad. I don't know how you do that. Like something crazy in there.
That's a relic, bro. That's.
I'd be rocking them though. I'd be looking like a straight pilgrim out here. Big buckle on top.
Too casual. That's too casual. You can't just wear that on the regs.
I know you wouldn't wear the rarest shoe if it had no monetary on the reg. I'd pull them out. I'd pull them out at every special event I'm at.
You'd try and get invited to everything.
You're that guy.
Dude, can I pop out to your wedding? We don't know you.
DM'd you. Hey, I saw that you're getting married. I have these loafers. Send them a picture. They're like, oh yeah, you're coming.
You're there. You're my ring bearer.
You're there, bro. Okay. If you had to live life, I don't know if this is offensive to people, but if you had to live life with no arms or no legs, which are you picking? Neither. Both gone. No arms or no legs.
No arms or no legs.
I have an answer.
I'm sure you do.
I think about this stuff on the regular.
I would probably go.
Think about traumatic events happening.
I would probably go.
Think about this wisely.
I would probably go no legs.
100%.
Yeah. Because you can still do most things with your hands. Except walk. Now I know why you were hesitant to say that.
I know. That's why I was like, I don't know if this is offensive. I'm sorry, people. But look, I thought about this. Because you see very inspirational people on Instagram with their legs. And they're flexing. And they're still doing pull-ups and stuff. Because they make I could have no legs right now.
This is going downhill so fast.
They make prosthetic legs that look very good in pants and shoes.
And they help you be able to use
you can
your legs.
run. You can run.
Yeah, bro, some of the best Olympic athletes are
there was a Division I football player who had one leg. Division I.
True.
Dude was making tackles.
Yeah.
But no arms. No offense to people without arms. but I mean they don't have it's not the same.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, because it's hard to relearn those motor functions, especially with the prosthetic.
Yeah.
I follow this dude on Instagram on a serious note. His name's Paul de Gelder. He's a shark hunter. Mm-hmm. Really big well, not a shark hunter, but he's a environmentalist.
He is a shark.
He is a shark. He got his arm and his leg bitten off by a shark while he was doing oceanic research or something. And he has a prosthetic hand, and that's what he talks about all the time. He's like, dude, if I could go back, I would rather the shark have gotten both of my legs, because it's been the hardest thing in the world learning how to use a prosthetic hand. Because, like, dude, all the nerves and everything.
Yeah.
Like,
And your hand, like, you don't... Never mind. You don't pick stuff up with your feet. Like,
that's true. I mean, you could.
the cup, I mean, you can,
Yeah.
but it's not the same. Like,
Right.
Like,
It's just,
I'm not dapping you with my foot. Like, what's up, homie? We don't do foot daps.
that would be kind of cool. Maybe that's the new wave.
All right, that was 4 rapid fire. Go. Yeah.
14.
14
If you had to completely wipe out one state, not the people, the state.
Just like it was never there.
It was never there. We're back to 49 and a couple of...
I have an answer.
Is it a Midwest state?
No.
Oh, wow. Okay.
South Carolina.
Whoa. Real close to home for you, dude.
Because honestly, there's not that much there. North Carolina's a way better state in general.
So you would absorb that land then?
Or just like...
Just be
or just
Carolina.
like crop it out and just close it back up.
Oh, like it never even existed.
Never existed.
Like
Because I think the land is kind of useless.
Really?
Yeah.
There's nothing good in South Carolina.
Name one thing.
Oh, I don't know. That's what I was asking.
Name one thing.
Greenville.
Or what's in Greenville?
I don't know.
Nothing.
Forrest Gump, isn't that
Forrest Gump.
No,
Maybe.
that was-
It's
that
like
was-
Alabama. It's from Alabama.
Really?
I don't know.
I don't know much
Something.
about that. I don't know.
But people are gonna be like, "Oh, Charleston." No.
Oh, that's true. I've never been. I don't know.
Yeah, Myrtle Beach. Don't go to Myrtle Beach.
Myrtle Beach is gross, dude.
But it's still popping off though.
That's true,
It
but
still pops.
so does Clearwater. Clearwater pops off.
What?
#1 beach in America, 2018. Worst beach in the world every other year
Worst
of its existence.
Somebody like did the wrong evaluation. They were like, "Oh, it's upside down." So
Yeah.
I guess
Clearwater's
they're
at the bottom,
I guess they're
actually.
gonna win this year.
The reason I hate on Clearwater so much, and I will take this to my grave, I think you were there. The story that I'm about to tell.
The cop in the fight.
Yes, you
Yeah.
were there. Okay, so a bunch of us went to Clearwater one night in college because it's just a very like collegey thing to do.
Yeah.
We witnessed a homeless man get in a fight with 6 college students.
Yeah. Well, no, he wasn't in a fight. They were jumping him.
Well, yeah.
It wasn't a fight.
It wasn't a fight. They were fighting him. He
Yeah.
was like,
He was
stop.
like-
It was so sad, and like we couldn't do anything about it because these 6 dudes were obviously like hopped up on something. And then there was like this crazy police chase. But for that reason, I always say that Clearwater Beach stinks.
Stinks. It's stinky.
Stinky. It's a stinky poo-poo place.
Alright, yeah. I think it's my turn.
I think so. I think this is the last one.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Shoot, this is a hard one.
It's hard to think of one, or
It's
you're
hard
not-
to think of one.
Oh, true. Just telepathically ask me a question. Harry Styles.
If you had to pick one more.
I've been on this weird Harry Styles kick. I think I fell in love with Harry Styles this past week, dude.
It's not hard.
It's not hard, bro. He's British. He's good looking. He's a great musician.
Okay.
He said, "Isn't it?" And I was like,
If you had to listen to one song on like in some beats over the ear headphones
Yeah.
for the rest of your life, it never turned off. You could turn it down so you could hear people talk and stuff, but it was still there.
But it's still just in the background.
Yeah. What song would it be? I think I know the genre you're gonna go here.
Do you?
I don't know.
What do you think? What
I was
genre?
gonna go like some nice like chill hip hop.
Okay. Like a lo-fi beat?
Not like a lo-fi.
Lo-fi beats to study to.
Dude, I've been on the lo-fi kick lately.
Oh, yeah.
Lo-fi is amazing.
Yeah.
Whoever invented lo-fi is
Chilled cow.
chill cow, dude.
Okay, so personally, I would pick any instrumental, orchestral Coldplay song.
Really?
There is
I hate Coldplay.
dude, I love Coldplay.
I hate Coldplay.
There's this one album that my friend showed me my freshman year of college. It's one of their albums, all instrumental but orchestral. And so it's like really big and beautiful.
Orchestral?
Is that how you say it?
I don't know, but I
Orchestral?
could not figure out what you were saying just then.
Oh
Right
yeah,
now.
it's
I
like
was
done by an
Kest-
orchestra.
It's like kestrel?
Orchestral. Orchestral?
Yeah.
It's done by an orchestra.
Yeah.
And so it's like woodwinds and like
Wood.
brass.
Still wood.
But it's beautiful, bro. I could listen to that forever.
Yeah.
It would make me feel like I was living in a movie and that was the soundtrack playing in the background when I was like chasing down my true love or something. Everything would be so dramatic. And I would really like play into that.
Yeah. I'm sure you would.
Well, that's a movie, dude.
It's flick.
It's a film.
It's a film.
Last night was a film.
It's a silent film.
It was an indie film.
Indie film. Oh, gosh.
All right, well, so is that the end of rapid fire questions?
I think you still have one.
Do
Unless
I?
you don't want to ask it. I asked the first one, so I was figured you would probably be the last to ask. That's how that works most of the time. You don't have to.
I'm going to put you on the spot right now.
Okay.
Caleb, Ben, and Ethan. His 3 brothers.
Oh, gosh.
Rank them.
The height?
No.
like
favorite, middle favorite, least favorite.
I know, but people ask me this all the time, and I really don't have a favorite. Like, people, like, genuinely ask me, like, who's your favorite brother? And I'm like,
Yeah.
I genuinely don't have one. Because I get along with them all,
Yeah.
but they seriously all piss me off.
That is true. I've witnessed
Like,
you fight with all 3
Yeah,
of them.
all 3 of them. Like, I've fist fought all of them as a grown man in public.
That's true. I remember
I've had to ask for
stories.
forgiveness because of that.
And I know that's so genuine too, so I didn't mean to laugh.
Like, God, please forgive me for fighting with my flesh and blood. But honestly,
I think that's a good answer though.
you don't want me to rank them, do you?
I do, I really do,
It's
but I
very
feel
controversial.
yeah. I was kind of bailing you out there.
You really were.
You stepped back into it.
I mean, but this is out of love, and I can always help them see why this is gonna be it. Ben won because he's gonna call himself number 1 regardless of the situation.
Definitely.
I'm gonna give Caleb number 2 because Caleb made a comeback. You can ask me about that story. He's the prodigal son. We're gonna give him that, and he's the oldest seniority. Ethan number 3 because
It's a little baby boy.
little baby boy. But hey, the Bible says the first will be last, last will be first. So you do the math, Ethan. Love you. I did you a favor there.
That's true.
So 1, 2, 3
Wow, he humbled you to then further elevate
to
you.
exalt your name.
Wow.
I think that was a pretty good answer.
Exalt your name.
Alright, I think that's all we have for today.
I think it is.
But this was a good session.
This was
It was a
fun.
good session. So
See, we're actually like talking about normal stuff now too. We're not just talking about Pop-Tarts and
no,
like.
but we did talk about Ric Flair for a hot second
That's
today.
true. That's true.
So-
But we got to, bro.
And if you don't know who Ric Flair is, just Google this dude
Google.
because you won't be disappointed.
No, that will exalt you.
You
It's
love
like
to-
Ric Flair.
What's
happening?
Woo! Anyways, thanks for tuning in. Like, subscribe, comment, share with a friend.
Oh, dude, that kind of hurt my chest when I did that.
It's okay.
I don't work out, bro.
Yeah.
I need to work out. I think I
Yeah,
just pulled both
fitness.
of my...
This is gonna be a fitness podcast. Next week you're gonna see Casey get down and do some push-ups. So
Psych. I can't do push-ups, bro.
can't.
I got a weak wrist.
We're gonna strengthen his wrist. That's what we're gonna do. Anyways,
Yeah, thank you for
Signing off.
watching. Yeah, if you've watched this entire time.
that's insane. We love you for
Appreciate
that.
it. Do you have any final shout-outs?
Shout out VCYA.
Me too. VCY.
Yeah.
Love you, Mom and Dad.
I love you, Liam.
Liam.
See ya.